Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is the next trip that I'm going on with Snooze. I know, come on. Good boy, Lynx. So after a really great clinic in Wyoming, we're going to our next spot. This spot is kind of different. I don't have a clinic here and I'm not teaching here, but I'm actually going here to take a couple lessons myself. I'm only at this next location for 2 days, but it was kind of close by, so I really wanted to try to go. I didn't get any footage from yesterday, but I'm in Colorado. No, that's not where I am. I'm in Montana. Literally forgot where I was. At Hannah Catalino's place with my 2 ponies. And Lynx had 1 session yesterday, and Snooze had 2, and she did really awesome. Yeah, and I wish I videoed it, but we did some more groundwork, and then in the second session, we worked on side passing over to the block and then doing a little bit of bridleless riding just at the walk and getting some body control using her hips and shoulders and getting her to walk over a tarp with just a neck rope on and bareback, so that was pretty cool. And today, I don't know if Lynx will do 2 sessions or if she will, but I'll try to get some video. I just have this short clip from the trail ride on the first day I was there. Yeah. For those of you who don't know, Hannah Catalino is a really amazing Mustang trainer, and she is pretty much all Liberty, and she does tricks, but she's really best known for all her Liberty and her amazing horsemanship. I was only about 7 or 8 hours away, so I decided it was worth the trip to go up there even if I was there for less than 48 hours. So that's how I ended up going to Montana before I went to my next clinic stop for the next weekend. So the second day with Snooze, we worked on going over obstacles at Liberty. You'll see all the obstacles that we were working on, but I'll explain a little bit of what I'm doing here. I have 2 whips for when I'm backing up and funneling her in towards me, but really I'm trying to get her to keep that forward motion and stay straight going over the obstacles. So I'm using my whip to reach back and tap her and drive her forward. And I always try to make sure I come at obstacles from different directions to make sure that it's not just one way she gets used to. So now I'm on her, and we're going to try to tackle this bridleless.
If she's not related to Macy, I don't know. Oh, wait.
So Hannah coached me through this yesterday in the round pen, and we worked on getting the shoulders to move, the hips to move, forward and backwards motion. So now we're going to put it to the test and see if we can ride over it. So those are just some ground poles that we walked over. Biggest thing with that is just staying straight and keeping that forward motion. To ask her to back up, I'm going to adjust my seat first, ask with my leg, and then ask with my neck rope. That's kind of like my reinforcement, because if you notice when I ride Lynx bridleless, I don't really ride with a neck rope. But because she's so green, it's pretty good to have that safety tool there just as backup. Another thing we worked on yesterday was side passing to and away from the mounting blocks. So right now I'm just asking her to move her shoulders, and I didn't release until she moved just her shoulders, but initially she was thinking side pass, so that's why she was taking some steps there. She was just remembering something from yesterday. Right now I'm working on doing a figure 8 around the barrels. And we're still working on that steering off of legs, so as soon as she turns, I stop and I pet on her and reward her. She tends to drift out more with her left shoulder. And you'll see that especially when we do the cones. So I really have to focus on making sure I reward her as soon as she moves off of my left leg. So right here, she's trying to blow through it, and I'm going to wait until she moves off of it. Good. This was really fun for me to go somewhere, and as much as I love teaching, I miss learning myself. So it was really nice to learn from her and bounce some ideas off of each other. And it was good for Lynx because we work a lot at Liberty and with our tricks. And then it was really good for Snooze because it was a challenge for me to try to go bridleless with a horse this early on. We definitely don't have steering bridleless at the trot yet, but I know she has a really good stop, so you'll see on the side of the screen. She's pretty soft with her halts.
Yeah, because then she gets another session doing it, and then she realizes she doesn't have to be like...
So later that night, we did the same thing. We just wanted to get some better footage of it.
I would probably just go through the easy ones first, and then again build up to this one, like the more difficult ones. Okay.
So we're going to go over the poles and weave around the cones, and this is where you're going to see us kind of lack with that left side going around the second cone. Right now, I have my seat, my voice, my leg, my neck rope, and my whip. So my whip is kind of backup and reinforcement to make sure that we steer the way that I'm asking her to go, just so we don't get into trouble. The neck rope is really only good for stopping and backing. I mean, I could use it a little bit for steering, but I'd rather just teach her steering off my leg. So you can see how much better that turn was compared to this morning. I rewarded her there. You could even see her cross over in that clip when I really asked her to move her shoulder. Again, still struggling with that left side. That's something I'm going to have to work on with her. But I'm super appreciative of Hannah for letting me come out last second. And again, I wasn't even there 48 hours, but I thought 7 or 8 hours away was close. At least my definition of close. So I wanted to take the opportunity to go up there while I was kind of nearby. So I wasn't asking her to go over the object on the ground there. It's actually like a deflated pool, like it got destroyed by a horse, one of those little plastic pools.
That one was really good.
That's so much better than the day before when we were trying to just walk over a tarp and she wasn't understanding how to stay straight.
Okay,
so that was a lot of progress and improvement there.
That one again and the teeter.
She stayed fairly straight with the teeter-totter and she's been pretty good with it, but when I asked her to go back over it, we were coming in a little too hot, so then she got used to going off of the side of it. She started to get a little bit unsure. And ideally, I don't want to completely turn her around and walk her away from it, but all of our control isn't fully there, and I want to make sure I give her enough time to get straight going up to it. Good. So this time when she went over it, no problems, I'm going to stop and give her a big reward for that. This was just something new and kind of fun to practice with her. I've never done it this early on with a Mustang, and Hannah gave me a lot of cool tools to work with both Snooze and Lynx to improve different aspects of Liberty and tricks. Now this video you probably saw on either my Facebook or Instagram, so I'm just gonna let it play through and not talk too much through it. That's pretty much the end of our trip in Montana. Even if it was just for a short amount of time, I'm super happy that I came. But now I'm gonna be off to my next stop in the next video. Thank y'all so much for following Snooze's journey.